Hello, hello, hello. Hi, Melissa.
Hi, how are you?
Good, 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 good. Hey, everybody. This is Clyde Keep coming to you live from Gulfport, Florida. And I'm here with my friend, mentor, coach, Melissa Collins. And she's in Nashville, which where we will be going here in just a couple weeks. And I cannot wait. It's actually less than that now, I think, right? It's coming up really quick.
Next
So
weekend. Someone said next weekend to me a couple days ago, and I was like, I'm not ready.
that's not possible. Hold on. I'm not
Don't
ready
say
yet.
it that way.
Yeah, I'm super excited. I've never been to Nashville, so it's going to be a really, really awesome, awesome time. I can't
Oh,
wait.
it's such a good city.
Spending a couple extra days to check out the city too, and on top of all the fun stuff we're going to get to do that we'll talk about tonight. So I want to do a little warm up question with you. What if you could spend one day with any famous person, dead or alive? Who would it be and why?
That's such a hard question. I mean, there's so many. I just
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I'm obsessed with Grant Cardone, so I would love to
Mm-hmm.
spend the day with him. I've got a ton of questions, but I mean, there's like just so many great people. Anyone who has done anything great, Muhammad Ali, Martin Luther King Jr. Um, I mean, there's just so many. Gloria Steinem, I'd love to sit with her and
Yeah.
chat. Anyone who's done anything outside of the paradigm of society, I want to talk to.
Yeah. I totally agree. One of my big ones has always been Oprah Winfrey. Man, just to
Uh,
spend some time with her, I love her so much. But there's so many. It would be hard to choose. It would be really hard to choose. That's for
it is.
sure.
That's a hard question.
That's for sure too. So a lot of people have heard me talk about you for the last 6 months or so. A lot of my social media, I'm constantly referencing you. I met Melissa. Actually, I don't even know how I originally connected with you on social media, or how it originally, or when it originally happened. To be honest with you, but when I got to a looking window where I was looking for something different, I was definitely attracted to a lot of the stuff that you had to offer as far as what you were doing with your leadership and your style. And honestly, I'm very much attracted to your bluntness.
That's
That's a
good.
yeah, right, exactly. But I just wanted you to start out with telling us a little bit about you, your background, how you got started in direct sales, why you got started in direct sales, and just kind of maybe tell a little bit of your backstory.
Sure. So I've been an entrepreneur my entire life. I've worked for someone else, like got a W 2, signed the back of a paycheck for maybe a total my entire life of maybe 4 years. I'm 44 years old, so not a lot. I'm not a good employee. I should be fired immediately. I just don't fit into that employee mindset. And so I've just always had an entrepreneurial spirit. I started my first business when I was 17 years old. Um, and I've never really looked back. I like creating and generating my own income. And I just always knew that there was more than just going to work every day and having everything everybody else has. I didn't know what it was, but I knew there was more. I just in my soul, I knew that I was meant to do more than that. And so I've done a lot of things. I've owned a lot of businesses, brick and mortar businesses and online businesses. And I always say that my credentials are my story, right? Because you don't learn anything without doing things. So I've had a
Yeah.
lot of failures. I've had a lot of successes. But my background is very much in entrepreneurship.
Tell me, since you mentioned the failures, how do you look at failures, and what have you, because even in the time we've been together, I've seen there's things that have happened that haven't worked out the way we thought they were going to work out, right? And so what does that do to you? A lot of people, that demotivates them, right, when they get failures in their life.
Yeah. Well, I think it's an opportunity to learn, you know, and it's also I actually wrote a post this morning that I wish was up right now. I wrote a post this morning about this, and then I scheduled it for tomorrow because I'm blind and I didn't have my glasses on. So tomorrow it'll be up. It's prolific. You're gonna love
People
it.
need to look. We can look for it. We can look for it tomorrow.
I look forward to tomorrow. It was about you know, sometimes I've caught myself a lot lately saying the universe is testing you. You've probably heard me say that. The universe is testing you. But I think maybe what the universe is doing, or God, or whatever you believe in, is giving you an opportunity to be who you said you were going to be. Right. So when you fail at something, and you said you were going to be a person who was going to learn from failures and push through them and get better and grow and do all these things, instead of thinking the universe was testing me by giving me that, maybe the universe was just giving me an opportunity to show up as who I said I was going to be.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
huge. Yeah, that's huge. That's huge. I see we have some of our friends joining us. So as you're joining us, go ahead and put down in the comments where you're watching from, city and state. Melissa and I like to see who's watching and where you're at and all that stuff. That makes it kind of fun too. So we're going to talk about Lab here in a little bit, but tell us about, on your profile, it says that you are the CEO and founder of Awaken Your Life. What is Awaken Your Life?
Yeah. So Awaken Your Life is a corporation that I started 10 years ago. It does a lot of things. And so I do personal development. I do coaching. Awaken Your Life has developed 2 apps that are on the App Store. It's my company. So it's my brand.
Yeah, your brand. Exactly. I love that. And I think what's cool about that is that that's a lot of what you teach everyone within your business too, is how to build their brand as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think people get really mixed up in MLM. They get really attached to their company. And anybody who knows me knows I love Lab and I'm loyal here and committed here, but that's not my brand. Lab is not my brand. I am my brand, and you are your brand, right? I mean, you're not tied. You shouldn't be tied to any one thing. There's more to you. There's more available to the world that you have to offer than just what the vehicle of Life Activated Brands.
Absolutely. Yeah, I love that. So let's talk about Life Activated Brands. So when the Awaken Your Life brand was looking for a company to partner with, what made you decide to partner with Lab and Brandon? And tell us a little bit about that. Speaking of Brandon,
there he is.
There he is. Hi, Brandon.
I had left the network marketing MLM industry for a lot of reasons I often choose to remain silent about, but I left and I didn't think I was coming back. A lot of crazy stuff happened in my life. I believe everything happens for me, everything, including all the chaos that was creating massive panic attacks in my life at this moment. And someone who knew what was going on with me said, you should try CBD. I'd never tried CBD before. Not really I don't have a specific reason why I didn't. I don't know, maybe part of me thought it was a drug. I don't really know why I didn't. I just didn't. But I was desperate because I was like literally laying on the floor every night with heart palpitations and like panicking. And I was not doing well. Things were not going well. Right. I was selling a house and the sale fell through, and I was carrying a rent and a mortgage, and I had just sold all my stuff. My son had just transitioned into a boarding school. I was empty nesting. It was just a ton going on in my life. And so I tried CBD and it was like an instant, oh my gosh, I feel better moment. And then I was like, well, I don't like to just buy stuff from a gas station. That can't be a good idea. So I should talk to someone who I believe that products in the MLM industry are typically better than in the open market because they have to be. So I saw a friend of mine online talking about CBD and I messaged her. I'm like, tell me about yours. I'll buy it from you. You're my friend, whatever. And that's really how it started. And then my partner at the time said to me, you're really missing leading. And I don't like who you are without your team. You're difficult to be around. Can you please actually take a look at this? And I'm going to be honest with you, what really got me to pay attention, because I was like, this company probably sucks. Their leaders suck. Their CEO sucks. Everybody sucks. I know it. I just know. I was sort of jaded at the time. And so, but I looked at the comp plan, and I understand comp plans, and I care deeply, as you know, about money, and I'm not going to do something unless I'm going to be paid fairly for it. And I read the comp plan. I was like, some of this can't be right. Like, this is too much. What are these people doing? And I was like, well, I might as well get in before they go broke. Paying everybody this much money. It's crazy. But before I did that, I got on the phone with Brandon Hayes, our CEO, as you know. And I asked him some tough questions, and I was concerned about my people, my network, that they were going to be safe and that they were going to be respected and that we were going to have a place to grow that was safe. I mean, that's really the truth. And I asked him some really tough questions because I wasn't going to bring my people somewhere again where everybody, not just the people who look like me or you or are in some little box, were going to be safe, but everybody was going to be welcome, no matter where they came from. And so I asked him a bunch of questions, and he answered them all right. And I think you heard me tell the story before. I got off the phone and was like, that dude is the best liar I have ever spoken to. Like, legit best liar ever. I believe him. He's such a good liar. And then I was like, well, I guess if it's terrible, I'll just leave and burn it to the ground like I did the last time. So let's do this. And I got started and quickly rose to the top of the company. And so quickly started working really closely with Brandon and got to really know his heart and his vision. And there came a time probably within the first 6 months where I really saw his vision and really bought into it. And I just had this knowing, just this like really strong knowing that this is the thing I'm going to do. And so I just went all in.
I love it. I love it. That's awesome. You mentioned the comp plan, and we just talked recently with a couple of people that are looking at Lab, and a lot of these other companies, they do car bonuses and trips, and you see people posting all these things, and all this stuff's built into the comp plan, free product, all this stuff's there, whatever. Lab doesn't do a lot of that. You want to touch on that a little bit about why we're different in that way?
Yeah, because we pay more. I have not found a comp plan we don't pay more than double. And I've analyzed a lot of them for a lot of leaders.
Yeah.
And I'm talking volume for volume. I'm not going to don't come in my messenger and ask me ridiculous questions about 3 levels deep, third leg over here, 5 goats, whatever you have going on, and then you get $1 million. No, you have 40,000 CV total volume. I'll tell you what you can make at Lab. That's the easiest way to analyze comp plans, the most fair way, because everybody has structural things you have to do, and everybody. So with, tell me your total volume, and I'll tell you what you make here. And I've not found someone that it wouldn't be double here. So
I love it too, because then you just decide what you do with the money you make, right? You don't have to, nobody's telling you.
Yeah, I don't need somebody I don't like Cancun. No offense to anyone who likes Cancun. But I don't like Cancun. It's not my place. It's not my jam. I don't want to go there. And I don't want a tax bill for $10,000 for a trip I didn't even want to go on, by the way. That's called white money. And they put that in your 1099. And you pay taxes on it. So if you're at a 30% tax rate, you're paying 30% on a $10,000 bill that you didn't get $1 of. I'm not.
Right. I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
All right, let's go back to the products just for a minute. Just tell me, what's your favorite product, and maybe a quick little product testimony that you've taken using, because since CBD, Lab has expanded their product line quite a bit. So talk to us about that.
I use every one of our products, and I won't be able to say that forever because we're going to expand our line, but I use every single one of our products almost every day. I don't use snaps every day. I use them as needed, but I have every product in this house, and I use every other product every single day. But if I had to choose one, like if the world is burning down and I have to choose only one product from Lab to not ever run out of, it's CBD Energy Cups. And I don't know if that's my nostalgia, because that was the first product we released. And so it's kind of like the baby, and I love it, but it makes me nicer. And it makes life easier. And I don't care what anybody says. That's just true. I'm not a sciencey person. So, I know that your friend Alexis, she's got super smart words to say about products and things. All I know is if I take CBD energy, I'm this way. And if I don't, I'm this way. And nobody wants me this way. Nobody. It just makes me nicer. It
Alexis even said in our live on Monday night, she's a doula also. She had a 40-hour birth that she was at the hospital for. And she was taking those things every 4 to 6 hours just to kind of she goes, she loves it because she gets the energy without the crash.
It's this smooth, calm energy. Like, I'm 44 years old, okay? I raised 4 kids. I'm tired. And without that, I want to lay on the pavement face down at 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon and take a nap wherever I am. And I know I'm not the only one. Okay. I know I'm not the only one between 2 and 4 in the afternoon who's crashing from my morning coffee. When I take a CBD energy cup, which is every single day, unless some kind of crazy thing happened. When I moved a couple weeks ago, I ran out. So I had 3 days without it. So this is why I'm so passionate right now. I just did 3 days. I just served my time. 3 days without CBD energy caps, and it didn't go well, and I'm not doing it again. So then I immediately ordered 3 bottles.
Right. I love it. That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, the products are awesome. I think that's one thing for me. I was super attracted to you and the business model and all the things we're going to talk about here in a minute. But that's why Alexis, who's the naturopathic doctor, who's a family member also, I went to her and I said, okay, I'm not a product person. I want there to be good products. Look at these products and tell me what you think. And she was like, you've got a winner here. They're definitely all really good quality stuff. And so if you didn't see that on Monday night, there's a live on my Facebook. You go back and watch her talk about all the sciencey stuff that Melissa and I are like, phew.
Okay, smart people to tell me what to say.
Yeah, exactly. We just surround ourselves with smart people, right?
Yes.
Exactly.
Everybody can't be everything. Everybody can't be everything. You have to decide where you're at. I was having a conversation with someone today about my nails, actually, and you're like, how's this really? So I don't know if you've ever noticed, but when I get my nails done, they're always the same color. I never change my nails. I don't want to make that decision. I eat the same thing almost every day. I don't make, if we go out to eat, I'm probably going to ask you if you want to share a meal, and I'm just going to let you choose, and I'm going to eat whatever you choose. I don't make decisions I don't have to make. And so I think that we all need to stay in our lane.
Yeah.
I
love that. I love that. So let's talk a little bit about, what would you say is the main difference between how things are being done with Team Awaken at Lab, versus other companies out there? We talked about the comp plan a little bit, but what have you created and why did you create it that really is the difference factor? I mean, I know what it is because it's really why I'm here. But in your own words.
Yeah. So one of the things that I really struggled with, in the beginning of my journey, look, I'm smart and I'm a really hard worker. If I want something, it will happen. I'm doing it. And so I had that confidence in myself coming in. I've built businesses, multi-million-dollar businesses from the ground up, from nothing. So I have that confidence in myself. But when I got started, I was like, okay, what do I do? And the training was like, well, have good posture. Okay, I'm sitting up, and have confidence. Well, I showed up with that. And make sure you do personal development. I'm like, okay, I'll read a book. But what do I do to grow a business? What do I do when I'm sitting in my office? I have confidence. What do I do? And no one could really answer that. They had all these weird things they called systems, like ATM, Peak Pass Plug, all these other things that they name these cute little names, but they're not systems. They are orders of operation. That's different. An order of operation is do this, then do this, then do this. A systematized system, right? Because in our industry, what you want is depth in your organization.
Yeah.
You want someone you've never met 14 levels deep who Alexis enrolled, and then that person enrolled, another person enrolled, another person enrolled, all the way down to get the same information when they start as you got and Alexis got.
Yeah.
And if you can't do that, you cannot build a big multi-million-dollar organization. You can't. You lose them at level 4. And anybody who's been in the industry knows that's right, knows that's true. Duplication is the king, and it's the thing everybody is seeking. When leaders come to me, the most often thing they say is, I can't get my team to duplicate. Yeah, because there's no system. And so I recognized that. And when I came to Lab, I wanted to do things differently. The other thing that happens is leader guilt. So I would go to bed at night knowing that I'm making good money and my people aren't. And I really worried about that. It bothered me a lot. It stressed me out a lot. And
that is an epidemic in this industry. It's
massive. It creates massive guilt in leaders. And I was like, I'm not doing enough. So I was working myself to death. I was on calls all day long. I was doing Zooms all day long. And I was working myself to death, trying to get over that guilt, trying to do whatever it took to feel like I did it enough and that it was their choice that to make money. So I wanted to create a system that duplicated, that gave everybody the tools they needed in their hand to do this if they wanted to. I wanted it to be a choice. To make money or not make money, I wanted it to be a choice, and it is. It is literally a choice at Lab. You wake up and you open your app and you push the buttons and you make money. Or you don't. And yes, you should do personal development. And yes, you should have good posture. And yes, You should have confidence. All of those things are important. But what no one was teaching me was how to go viral. No one was teaching me how to go and gain 1,000 followers. No one was teaching me how to create content that actually built authority in my brand. They were telling me to ask people if they liked pineapple on pizza or not. Yeah. Not for nothing. That's dumb. And do you like the corner of the brownie or the middle of the brownie? That's an engagement post. Yeah, you're right. It's an engagement post, but it builds absolutely zero authority. Who cares? Who cares? So all of those things, we put them together into, well, you use it into a system that slowly teaches people. Have you ever been to a restaurant and they have a meal that's deconstructed, so like deconstructed beef stroganoff or deconstructed lasagna, right? Where it's all taken apart in pieces. That is what our daily workflow is. It is a deconstructed influencer. It's exactly what it is. So it's a recipe to create influence. It's a recipe to make yourself a micro influencer, which is frankly the only way the masses make money in this industry. So we get these people join these companies and leaders tell them, oh no, you're not selling, you're sharing. And don't worry, it'll be easy. No, you're not going to bug your friends and family. And then they give them crappy copy paste posts to post, and they give them these weird things to say to people to try to trick them into making posts for them. Or, hey, I got a quick question for you. Don't worry, you don't have to buy anything. And they send that to everybody you know. Message 300 people today and say this to them. Do you know why they do that? They do it because it works short term. Yeah. Short term, what they're doing is capitalizing on your network. They're taking whatever influence you have and they're sucking it out. And by the way, when they're done with that, you're going to become the guy at 4th of July that nobody wants to talk to because you're the weirdo. You're the weirdo. And they're like, oh, Clyde's here. Everybody's get away. He's going to try and talk to us about his thing.
And that's probably the biggest stigma as to why people don't want to get involved in this profession is because they don't want to be that guy at 4th of July party.
Yeah. And here's the thing. That guy, I got news for everybody out there watching this, poo-pooing what I'm saying. That guy at the 4th of July party, he don't make no money. You know who makes money? The leader at the top who has 3,000 of that guy under her and sucked a little bit of influence out of each and every one of them and took away their confidence, because that's what it does. And it makes them not want to get involved again. It makes them think that they did something wrong. But the truth is they were never taught how to actually expand their network, how to actually build a real brand, how to do the work behind network marketing. The work behind network marketing is not just getting thick skin and not caring what people think about you and sending whatever message you want. All of that propaganda is gross and it's hurting people. And at the end of the day, it's why you see leaders hopping. Because when you're hurting more than you're helping, you're never going to win in the end, long run.
Speaking some truth tonight.
I'm not saying
that is why I love Melissa so much right there. It's just that literally every time she'd say stuff, she'd talk to me, I was like, yep, that's it. Yep, that's it. I've seen it. And over and over again. And so it's so cool to be someplace that's different. And I'm just really, really enjoying learning from you so much. Today, you did a post about excuses versus reasons, 2 types of people. What would you say to the busy person that has the excuses like, I'm not a salesman, I can't afford to get started, I don't know anyone, no one makes money in those things, I don't want to bug my friends and family, the ones we hear all the time. What are your thoughts about that?
Well, let's take them one by one. Yeah. I'm not a salesman. Well, then plan to be poor. What are you talking about? When you go to a job interview, you sell yourself. When you make carrots for dinner, you sell the idea of your kids eating it. When you start dating someone, you're selling yourself. All we do in life is sell. That is what we do. Every day, all day, we sell. And I'm not going to say, oh, no, well, we don't sell here. We share. No, we sell stuff. Yeah. We sell stuff and we make money. And we're going to teach you how to sell stuff in a way that doesn't feel icky. What they're saying is they don't want to send weird messages to their friends and feel icky. That's what they're saying.
You've said in coaching a number of times, the reason you're having a block about this is because money's tied to it.
Yeah.
Talk about that.
Yeah. I mean, everybody has something they're passionate about. I think I told you I was passionate about my robot vacuum the first time. So I bought a robot vacuum and I bought the cheap one. I'm about to sell robot vacuums on this live. I'm just telling you right now, guys.
I got one right over there.
I bought the cheap one first that didn't clean itself, like go back to a little home and suck all the dog fur out. I have 4 dogs, so this is a really important topic for me. So then I bought the one. I was like, I can't do this anymore. There's no point. I might as well vacuum. Every 10 minutes I have to get up and clean out the little thing because it's filled with dog hair. So I went and spent like, I don't know, $800 or whatever on the one that goes back to its little house and cleans itself. So I only have to pull the thing out once every 2 months. Life changing. And I told everybody about it. I don't care how much it costs. Don't buy it then. I don't care if you buy it. I'm just telling you that if you don't buy it, you're going to have a terrible life. And that's unfortunate for you because it's good. You should have it. And I know that there are people out there watching this that have a pair of leggings they feel like that about, or they have a skin lotion they feel like that about, and they've told people. Or you go to a new restaurant and you're like, actually, you're wrong about your sushi restaurant because this one over here, best sushi on the planet, your sushi sucks, mine's the best, and you need to come to this sushi restaurant. Nobody has a problem saying those things. But when we attach a commission to it, all of a sudden we make it weird. Mm-hmm. But the truth is, what about HelloFresh? We order HelloFresh, you get 4 codes to send to friends. No one feels weird about that. And hey, here's $40 off, and then order it from my link so I get 4 free meals or whatever. Nobody feels weird about that. So you only feel weird when you get paid appropriately. You don't feel weird when you're getting ripped off. Like, let's just put it in perspective.
Yeah, it's so true. It's absolutely so true. So, okay, how about I can't afford to get started?
Well, that's why you have to. I mean, like at the end of the day, the lowest pack that we start people on is $199. I mean, right now we have the $1 business suite going on, but at the end of the day, if someone really wants to do this business, they have to choose a pack, right? I mean, at some point you're going to want to choose a pack and try the products. So the cheapest one is $199. The best one is $799. And I'm just going to say this. If you really want to do a thing, you feel really inspired and you really think you could do something, you really want to try something out, and you can't make a $199 decision right now, you're in a financial emergency and you need to freak out. You need to rip your TV off the wall and sell it and join because you need money. You don't need weight loss. You don't need energy. You don't need better sleep. You don't need different clothes. You need money and you need it right now. Like, are you kidding me? Did COVID not teach everybody something? Jobs are not safe. Your business is not safe. Your income is not safe. None of it's guaranteed. And if you don't have $200 to make a decision that you want to make, that is absolutely, that should be the biggest red flag in your life. That is terrifying. Terrifying. Absolutely. Really scary.
Yeah, it's the reason, not the excuse, right? Totally, 100%.
Yeah. That's 100% why you should do it. Sell all your shoes and walk barefoot. What are you talking about? Like, I don't know. Sell your husband. I don't.
So how about I don't know anybody? I only have 50 Facebook friends.
Yeah, that's fine. That's why we have an app that teaches you how to become a micro-influencer. I don't care who you know. It doesn't matter who you know. I didn't know Clyde. Why put it that way? I didn't know Clyde before he started. There are people watching this live right now that add to the volume in my paycheck that I never met before. Lots of them. Robin, Amy, Janet's there.
Yeah.
So Ashley South, my biggest leader, I didn't know her. She wasn't in my network. It doesn't matter. Yeah. Irrelevant. It's funny when people say that to me because first they'll say, I don't want to sell things to my friends and family. And then they'll say, I don't know anybody. And I'm like, which is it? Do you want to sell things to friends and family or do you want to learn how to not do that? I'm so confused.
Right.
Which
right. I love it. Now, this is a funny one for you, but no one makes money in those things.
Well, I do.
I do.
And I've helped thousands and thousands of people pay their bills. I've helped thousands and thousands of people pay their bills. Now, does everybody make what I make? No. But is everybody willing to do what I'm willing to do? Also, no. So, but making money here is a choice. And I mean, this is my only income. Well, I mean, I have other streams of income through my company that I own, but I don't have a job. this is my income. This is the main source of income for me. And I have pretty much complete financial and time freedom. So I make money.
Yeah, I love it.
I'm not allowed to say how much. Apparently it's against the law.
Can't say that.
Can't say that. I make more than a brain surgeon. Can I say that?
Yeah. Yeah.
I make more than people that went to school for, 8 to 10 years and went into massive amounts of debt. I make more than them. I think I might make more than anybody I know. So.
Yeah. Yeah. And why is money so important? You talk about money a lot. And a lot of people are afraid to talk about money, right? They feel like, or there's this rich people are bad thing that's kind of around a lot, like this whole idea. Talk a little bit about that. Let's get, if we're gonna roll here, let's get going and talk a little bit about.
Oh, you want to hear me preach? Yeah. So I don't know about rich people are bad. I'm not bad, and I think that money is a tool and it amplifies who you are. So yeah, if you're a jerk, more money is probably gonna make you a bigger jerk. But if you're a kind person who loves people, wants to serve people, more money gives you more power to do that.
Yeah.
And that's just the truth. Money's just dirty green paper. It doesn't have feelings. It's just a tool. It's just a tool. So I don't think that and I think money is very important. Money is very important. It gets me really fired up when people say money doesn't matter. Well, money matters to the children in this world who are starving, and money matters to the elephants in this world who are being abused because the people that own them don't have any money, so they have to abuse them to make them work. And money matters to all the dogs getting killed tomorrow in the dog shelter, and money matters to the people starving on the street, and money matters to the 300,000 children in this world that don't even own one pair of shoes, and money matters to the people who don't have clean water. What the hell are you talking about? It's the most selfish thing you can say. Money doesn't matter. Oh, well, congratulations that you have enough. But there are hundreds of thousands of people in this world that can't even drink water. And you're sitting around drinking out of a bottle of water saying money doesn't matter. Well, you're a selfish, horrible human. That's what I think. Obviously, money matters. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. For sure. I know I once had a mentor, and I've heard you say it, I think too, is like, people say to me at times, all I think about is money. And he goes, actually, I don't ever think about money. This is a millionaire friend of mine. And he goes, it's the people without money who are always thinking about money because they don't have it. Yeah. It's like oxygen,
Yes. I don't think about money a lot. I do track my revenue, and obviously I do business related things, but yeah, no, I think about my needs at a much higher level than I think about money. So, I mean, I went on a cruise the week before Thanksgiving. I got home and I decided that I wanted to live in Tennessee near my grandchildren. 8 days later, everything I owned was packed, and I moved from $1 million house to another $1 million house in Nashville without a blink of an eye. I didn't really think about how much it was going to cost me. I didn't really consider any of that. What I considered was I'm tired of missing my grandchildren and I want to be near them. And so my needs came before, well, is this a smart financial decision? I don't care. I'll just make more money. But yeah, I don't worry about money a lot. But the people who say money doesn't matter worry about it constantly, because I know that because I used to be them.
Yeah, I love it. All right, so let's wrap these things up a little bit here. If someone was, interested, or they thought that being a part of network marketing or the lab business was something they were interested in doing, but they just, were unsure. They had fears about it. They didn't believe they could do it. What would be your biggest advice to them?
I mean, the fear is irrational. It doesn't make any sense. Like, so do you feel fearful when you go to BJ's and you buy wholesale products? Do you freak out? Like, what if I don't like these paper towels? These are new paper towels. They're new paper towels. And I don't know. And if I don't like them, then what will happen? Like that, this is really what's going on. That you're purchasing, when you join, you're purchasing a wholesale product. That's all you're actually doing. Then if you decide you want to stick your toe in and you want to take a look at the training and you want to make some money, great. But like, let's say you get in, you buy a pack, let's say you buy an enhanced kit, you get all the things, you like the products, and then you get into the training and you can't stand the sound of my voice and you realize you just hate Clyde and you don't want to be here anymore. nothing happens. Like no gang shows up at your house, your children don't get kidnapped, your dog is safe. I don't understand the fear. What is the fear? The fear, the truth is that a lot of people are, and this is what I was talking about in that program that I was talking about last night, the stuttering, the start, stop, start, stop, start, stop. People are so afraid to let themselves down again. See, you're not afraid. The truth is, if you know me or if you know Clyde, you know lab works. Look, I get paid every week. I get paid. So you're not afraid that it doesn't work. You've seen enough in the industry to know that it works. You're probably not afraid the products are terrible because that doesn't make a lot of sense. There's 15,000 people in a group you can look at that have used these products and love them. So that's not it. Isn't the truth probably closer to you're afraid of saying, okay, I'm going to do that and then failing yourself again? Just like you said, you would put the laundry away yesterday and then you never did it. Just like you said, you would start the diet on Monday and then Tuesday you had chicken wings. Just like you said, you were going to go do keto and then you bought a loaf of bread. Just like you said, you were going to start taking the dog for a mile walk in the morning and then you just didn't. All of those little things in our life add up to this lack of self-confidence. And that's really what people are saying when they're afraid. It's not that they're afraid of something happening. It's not rational. It's that they're afraid of letting themselves down again because they know that they start, stutter.
I love it.
So that's a whole other reason why you should, because there's a lot of value in figuring out how to be somebody who can take action and be willing to just do something, even if you fail. Like worst case scenario, you get some wholesale products. Best case scenario, you end up making 5 figures a month. Like, what are you talking about?
Right.
What? The problem also is it's not a life-changing decision to buy some wholesale products. And when we get talking the way we talk and when people talk to me, I think that it's very clear that this opportunity changed my life. So it feels like a life-changing decision.
Yeah.
But anybody will go to BJ's tomorrow and spend $199 on wholesale products. So see how that it's just this interesting little way that our brain works.
Yeah. So we have an event going on tomorrow night. That's part of a $1 enrollment. You want to talk just a little bit about that and why somebody might be interested in learning more about that?
Yeah. So it really is just $1 to get in. It's 4 quarters. So I don't really understand why anyone would be afraid of that. You can find that in your couch cushions. You get a spot, which allows you to come and take a real look behind the curtain. Because at the end of the day, I will tell you guys what I told Clyde when he started asking me questions. You don't know the right questions to ask because you're not inside. You haven't looked at the training, so you can't be like, well, I don't like this part because you don't know, you don't have enough information to ask quality questions. So the best advice I can give you, well, first of all, the best advice I can give you, if you're serious and want to make money from home, get a pro kit and go all in.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Second best advice, if you're too nervous for that, get $1, grab a spot and come to the call tomorrow night. Join the team page, join the trainings, take a look around. Really take a good look from the inside so that you can then ask the questions, the real questions that are pertinent to you and important to you to ask. So tomorrow night, what we're doing is a hybrid opportunity call, explaining the opportunity. You get to meet the CEO. I'll be there. My top leader, Ashley South, will be there going over products. And then we're going to do an onboarding. So teach people how to really launch their business and get started. So it's a hybrid opportunity meeting training.
I love it. I love it. It's awesome. Any final words you'd like to share?
No, I just appreciate you so much. I don't know, guys, look, I'm going to tell you something about this. I want to say one more thing about the $1 enrollment. So the way that our company works and binary companies work is you build 2 teams. Okay. So let's say Clyde is up here and he has a left and a right team. He's going to continue adding people under you on one of your teams. I also am building where Clyde is building. We're currently in sync building together. And so I just ask you this, like, if you didn't know how to build a skyscraper, but I told you that if you built 2 skyscrapers the same height that you could earn $1 million and you're like, okay, I'm going to try it. Would you like to build 2 skyscrapers by yourself, not knowing how to do it? Or do you think it would be valuable to have me as a partner who's already built a skyscraper, building one for you so you can just work on the other one? That's why timing matters. It's absolutely clinically insane if you know Clyde not to have given him $1 and have a spot right now. Even if you're not ready, even if you never want to do it, get your spot. Let us build one of your teams under you, and someday, if you need this, you have it. I have people who joined with me when I first started that have millions and millions of volume on one leg, that anytime they need to unlock that, they can just get started. They bought real estate. They bought a piece of real estate. That's what this is.
Sure. Yeah. That's a great way to look at it. Well, I just appreciate you so much. Thank you so much for everything. It's been just definitely my honor to get to know you and learn from you. And I can't wait to have some fun in Nashville, and we're gonna have a great time. So
I know I'm already tired thinking about it.
Right? Exactly.
I'm exhausted and it hasn't even started yet. But next weekend is going to be fantastic. I can't wait. We have the best event lined up for everybody. I'm so excited for everybody to see how much we've grown and changed since the last event, and how much better it's going to be. I'm like anxiously excited, tired, and ready.
It's going to be great. It's going to be awesome. And we're coming to like your hometown now. So
yeah, well, you're all coming to my home on Sunday, right?
I know. I can't wait. That's going to be awesome. I cannot wait. So, all right. That's all for tonight, guys. Thank you so much for joining us, and everyone have a great night.
Thank you.